I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I found the Captain America one. Those were making me laugh.
But not the Jason Wine sculptor. Where did I? Or he said it was.
Yeah, it was a friend in
Philly.
yeah, it was a friend.
Philly.
Yeah. A friend he knew out west. Or sorry, out east in
East.
Philly. Yeah. I don't know, is that where Ollie's originally from?
I don't
Thought
know.
it was from here.
It's hard to say. He might be from out east because he's got a lot of friends out east.
He also travels a lot.
Does he?
Yeah, a decent amount. Like he's
Okay.
always going on vacation out of town and shit.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fair. Moving on. Get this going. We're gonna be live. Just verifying that we didn't do 150 before. If we did, it's okay.
Do you guys like Swedish fish?
I'm not gay.
Hell yeah!
I'm not a gay fish.
I need to
Dude,
fucking.
I didn't say fish sticks. I said Swedish fish.
Well, I wasn't gonna get got. Let's just put it that way.
Because I was eating Swedish fish.
Walgreens has like the giant fucking bag on sale for like $5.
Oh yeah.
My favorite thing is to like put a starburst in your mouth and then like put a Swedish fish in your mouth and then like just let it like suck on it until they get like dissolved.
Now that sounds like a gay fish.
That sounds so gay.
Or like extract all the flavor out of it.
Out of the things that I've heard you say.
Yep.
It's definitely not the gayest.
Yeah, probably not. Like what is that?
I have that video somewhere.
There's that thing I said to Josh
I
the
don't
other day,
believe you. I think it's gone.
which made me laugh. Whoops. Why is that doing that? Streamlabs. It should be good. Our live is not coming through. There it is. There's our feed. I was waiting for it. Okay. And I was like, I'll come to Josh's work and I'll kiss you. Act like I won't.
What'd you say?
I told you I'd come to your work and I'd kiss you.
Good luck.
Okay, thanks. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
Do, 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 do,
One.
do, 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 do,
One.
do,
One.
do, do, do.
One.
All right. You are listening to episode 158 of Paper Player. I'm your host, Tony, joined with Josh and Jeff. And JB, I think he heard about the Badger Boys, so he's out of here. He's like, oh, man, I don't want to be badgered.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. This is as worst as I can
Got
get.
it.
Yeah, well, you know, JB deserves everything he gets. So, before we get kicking off with all the subject matter that we normally go through all the time, which is a whole plethora of stuff this week. Really, it's just one card in particular, but connect with us on our socials. The best way to do that is, or the best way to find those socials is through our Linktree. Go to Linktree/paperplayer, and you'll be able to like and subscribe to all our different things. Subscribe to our podcast, help us grow, and if you want to check us out on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, it's one of the best ways to get connected to us. Is Facebook called Meta yet?
No.
All right, thank God.
That would
Honestly,
be
I don't think it will
suicide
be.
for it to ever be called Meta.
Yeah.
Like the Facebook is like such a name now.
Yeah, well, that's what people thought about Twitter, and
Yeah,
you
but
know,
no one calls it X
Twitter,
either.
Twitter was bought by like
oh, but a billionaire.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
some egotistical
someone
nut.
who-
Yeah,
someone who doesn't have it all there. And,
well, he's
I don't remember buying Twitter.
yeah, dude.
or like I don't know.
But
It was like renamed out of a fight thing.
yeah, so with the Magic Roundtable, we'll go into that. I think Jeff's the only one that really played Magic this week, and then we are going to talk about the yes.
I played Magic, but 2 weeks ago, but I didn't get to talk about it.
We'll knock that out. We'll do, and then we're gonna run into the Modern Horizons 3 PT. We're gonna look at the metagames from 1 year over time, kind of the results, and then yeah, we'll go into that. There's a promo that came out this week, so who needs power and toughness? Do not miss the boat. Buy. As I always say, you need to buy. Don't miss it. Foundation 2024, which is a core set that's going to last 5 years. So that feels like the core sets of
At
old.
least 5 years. It could go longer.
Yeah, and then Bloomborough, and then Dustborn, which I like the idea of Foundation. Just keeping that way we don't have to waste slots of like, oh, here's a Llanowar elf reprint or whatever. But I like that idea, just having constant cards that exist in that format. But with all that, we'll just go right into it. Josh, tell us what you played last week.
I went and did a draft with the draft boys at Nomad on Monday,
Oh, nice.
and I ended up getting like a Kalia that wheeled that ended up being in my like colors red, white, and I just needed to splash black. And Modern Horizons was just super easy to splash a third color.
Yeah,
So I played a commander deck in draft.
it's pretty sick.
Because I like went deep in. There's like angels that are really good.
Mhm.
And there's like one dragon that I had that like
The
gives you
energy one.
Yeah, that gives you a bunch of energy. That's what I was playing. Was like a red white energy deck.
Yeah,
Ended up going 1, 2, or no, 1.
million.
Sounds like a Kalia deck.
Yeah, 1, 2. I went. I lost the first round to the guy who won it, who was like on some like he had like an Eldrazi deck or whatever.
Red
Or no,
green.
hang on. No, round 2 or yeah, it was like a red. It was like a he was like playing 4 MDFCs or whatever. He was playing a bunch of colors, and he just, I don't know, kind of blew me out. Like, made a bunch of Eldrazi with the red card that, like, exiles 3, and if you don't cast any of them, you get a Eldrazi
Yeah.
spawn. And
Yeah.
It's in Ruby Storm.
sacks a bunch of the dudes to get a big giant Eldrazi, and then it
Yep.
was just game over.
Yeah,
Games, I don't remember games. I won the last game against Constantine, who was on like a Jeskai energy deck, and like he just never got his things. It was kind of just like I ran him over with
Yeah.
my little dinks and dorks, the little
yeah.
1/1 haster guys. But yeah, I thought that drafting a commander deck in limited was kind of funny and like exactly what Wizards wanted us to do. I had fun doing it or whatever, and I had fun with the draft. But that draft was stacked. Everyone, like the top, so it was a 6-person draft. So the top player got a Flage, and then everyone else at least got a fetch land. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
You had a stack 6 player pod. There was also like a Necrodominance in there. It was really good.
Yeah, that is a stacked for only a 6-player party. That is pretty stacked for like the cards that can come out of those are all super desirable.
There was like a Ral in there too.
Yep.
It was stacked.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
Jeff, hit us.
All right, so 2 weeks ago, I went to a sealed RCQ. It was Modern Horizons 3. I
Sealed?
went red-green
Mhm.
with my sealed pool. I had, I think the only 2 rares I actually played, or well, I played Emrakul, was incorrect to play it, but it never came up in a situation where I had it, and that was why I lost the game.
Sure.
And the one time I could have discarded it and casted it for its cost, my opponent had no creatures and were dead anyways.
Oh,
But
okay.
I had the Fanatic Aronis, and I had the Phoenix. Phoenix is the truth, man, in that format. Like, just being able to bestow it and, like, give something +2/+2 flying a haste is pretty gross.
Yes,
And
sir.
then and then it, like you get it blanks a removal spell almost too, because like you still get a body if when
Yeah.
they play.
Yep.
And you can cast it for its bestow cost from the graveyard also.
Yep.
Which is really easy to do because it's like collect evidence 6 and a bunch of the 7 drops, it's pay 3 to cycle them. So
Yeah.
it's just like free. But round 1 I played against a guy who like slow played the hell out of it. Like literally we were at the end of game 2 in turns. And like I was playing red green aggro and he was pretty aggressive, but he was taking like 5-minute turns and he literally beat me on turn 5 to draw.
That's
He casted Ulamog.
that's really
I
annoying.
hate that card.
Yeah, but then I won the next 3 matches, or next 2 matches, and the third match was against Antonio. I steamrolled him, like, both games, like, I beat him, I was at 20 life. And then I lost round 4, and I won round 5 to, like, make it into top 8, and then I just did terrible in draft. Like I was trying to go blue-white Eldrazi, and I got cut off, and I had to switch to energy, so I just had 2 halves of decks, and it just wasn't good. Then this last weekend, I went to a Pioneer RCQ.
Yeah.
I played Mono Red. I lost round 1 to Mono Green in game 3 when he was at 3 life, and I just couldn't draw, which feels weird to say. I needed a 5th land, and I could have killed him, but didn't draw it, so I literally put him to 1, and he swung for like 30 on his turn.
Gotcha.
Proceeded to win the next 2 rounds. Lost my 4th round, and then last round I got paired again. I got paired up. I was 2-2 against Amalia combo.
Yeah.
And I've never ever seen that deck played before. But luckily in round 2 I got to watch Ollie play against that deck, and they played 9 games in 1 round because you can draw with that deck, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So when Amalia triggers and it hits 19, you pump it with one of your pump spells, and then it goes infinite.
Yeah.
So game 1 against him, I drew the game with a Monstrous Rage because I couldn't beat it. Game 2, I slow rolled.
That's so funny.
Game 2, I played Rolling Vortex on turn 3.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to just like kind of slow roll the game, like keeping 2 mana up to stop him from gaining life, and if he would have Court of Calling, I could activate it again in response.
Sure.
Finally got there. Game 3, put him to 7, swung. He allowed a 1/1 and my Slick Shot to get through, and I had the Monstrous Rage in hand.
Yeah.
And just got there. And then top 8, I got paired against the Mono Green player I lost to in round 1, and he steamrolled me game 1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't think your deck has like
game 1 and 3.
Like aside from Slick Shot, like I don't think your deck has any way to be like an old growth troll. I'm just like, growth troll. You're like, yeah.
There's plenty of ways. Like Monstrous Rage just allows you to push through that guy.
Well, it's usually a trade. Sometimes it can be even, but the fact that when you kill that card and then just ramps them, it's like
and they can just pay to make another old growth troll.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's like it's you either have a 4/4 body that stifles your guys, or you end up removing it out of the way and you've ramped them to their end game, which it's just like a nightmare scenario for like red.
What else doesn't help is game 3. He went pre-game effects and played 2 Leylines of the Guild Pack, which is 8 mana.
Yeah.
Off the bat as soon as he plays Nykthos, so that was gross.
Yeah. That is an
Besides that,
unfortunate one.
Been practicing Standard a little bit, waiting for Bloomborough to come out so I can be ready for this team event.
Yeah.
And I did some Modern Horizons 3 drafts and did pretty good, and I drafted Mono White and Cube and went 3-0, so that was fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I played a Vintage Cube, and I went 2-1 just for fun. My round 1 opponent was... There's those Cube games, and like I would love to be on the end where somebody opens. He literally went Black Lotus, Mock Sapphire, Mana Vault, and then played a land, and then went Mere Battlefield turn 1. I was like, okay, like...
That must be nice.
Okay, like... Surveil and go. No, that was it. And then game 2, he didn't do that explosive of a turn, but he definitely went. He got Lotus on turn 2 or turn 3 with the Mock Sapphire again, and just it's for me, it's like an IRL. I'm like, ugh, like come on, man. Like it's nice deck. Like you can't really. But then I went against the same round 2. I went against the exact same thing, but it didn't have the Lotus or the Mox. It was just mono brown, and he had Mana Ball and so forth, and it just sucked. And I was like, all right, cool, I win. And then round 3, I went against I was a 4-color Golos deck, and I went against another 4-color deck, and I was able to ramp on turn 2 versus him both games, and just that was it. I was able to get Teferi, the 5-minute Teferi out early, and I got around his counter spells, so that was good. And then other than that, I've actually taken a liking to Pioneer again. I don't know if I should try to play in a Pioneer RCQ anytime soon. I know there's one. You said there's one this weekend?
There's one this weekend and next weekend.
I think I'm going to try to do the one next weekend. So
it's honestly a fun format.
It is. It is.
There's so many decks. I played against Mono Green. I didn't play against Phoenix. I'll admit that. So I don't know how that matchup goes up for me, but
they're on a clock.
Yeah, it's both. We're both clocks, but I played against Mono Green. Amalia was really cool.
Yeah.
I played against 4-color Fires of Invention. Oh,
Yep.
that was an interaction I wanted to bring up. So he played a card. It's like called like not I think Nada's Presence or something. It's a 3-1 enchanted land is all creature types or all land types draw a card. And he double chained the rocked my creatures, and then he played what's the birthing pod for enchantments? Enigma.
Yeah, it's something Enigma where it's blue green 2 and it just
Yep.
sacrifice you sacrifice a enchantment at the end step and go get a bigger one.
Yep. So he did that, and he sacrificed the presence, which actually lost him the game because right away I was like, "Wait, that's not a mountain anymore." So
Yeah.
I called the judge, and both the Chain of the Rocks fall off, and
Yeah,
I got my
of
creatures
course.
back.
Yeah, you're like boom, baby. Yeah.
Yep. I play. There's an analyst deck in Pioneer right now too.
Yep.
There's just a lot of like fun decks to play against.
Oh yeah. Then there's the Rakdos Vampire, which is kind of like a mainstay that's really popular. Blue Red Phoenix is like it comes and goes. Like when people are prepped for it, the deck's not really strong. Like, and if Blue White is like relevant in the format, which it comes and goes to, it's kind of like those week by week decks. When Blue White's relevant, like Phoenix just stinks. It stinks to high hell. Like it just you like one sunfall and the game is literally over. You're like, all right, and you can survive till sunfall. Like that matchup usually ends up like you play the Wanderer and they have to like fiery or what's that the fiery whatever that it's 2
It
damage.
only hits creature or player, dude. Or maybe
Yeah, they hit their
no,
own
it's only
Phoenix.
creature. I think.
Yeah, it only so they have to use their cards to hit their Phoenix,
to
not
kill their Phoenix.
so they can come back, and then that's just like a losing proposition for them because they're going down in spell. And then like the name of the game, like the current Blue White iterations are playing 4x Dovin's Veto, and usually if you stifle or stop one single treasure cruise, that's basically the game. They have to kind of pick it up because they're spinning their wheel, spin, and then they go for the Phoenix play, and then their way to get back in the game is to like after like a Wrath effect or something like that, they have to like Treasure Cruise, and the fact that you just have a hard lock that normally they were able to Spell Pierce, like Treasure Cruise and have Spell Pierce up, that's just not a thing anymore with everybody playing 4 Dovin's Veto. Man, like I just mopped I've been playing a lot on Arena. Both for Blue
Explorer.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. And then Blue White's really good against Amelia. It's really good against it's good against Amelia and it's good against Phoenix. And then kind of Rakdos is 50-50. Red is literally who's on the play will like typically win the game because if the red deck or the Gruul deck, if any of those things are on the play, you were just a turn shy of ever being like interacting with the game. And because like on turn like their turn 3, your turn 2, you're at like 6 life, they'll just kill you through like random
Well, need to trigger, the slick shot like once and it's over.
Well, you can handle their creatures. It's the problem is they have Raminette Ruins coming after you, Den of the Bugbear, and then they also have lightning bolts coming at your face. So like your whole like game plan is to like get a Wanderer down and try to gain life early, and then slam it to Teferi. And the Teferi, if they don't answer it, will usually ride you to victory. But if you're on the draw, like that's just impossible because you're usually at too low of a life total. So you have to hold up counter spells, which is exactly where the red deck wants to be because they can go like spell and then hold up a burn spell, and you're like, you're just damned. Like there's really no way out of it. So every time I've been on the play, it's not always, but like a good amount of the time I'm on the play, I'm very confident in the matchup. And if I'm on the draw and they go like turn 1 Den of the Bugbear, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna lose. Like you like your life total is way too low because you don't have any interaction on turn 1. Like you just don't. The deck it plays March and that doesn't do anything. So, anyways, that's the Magic I played. So big pro tour just happened.
Boring.
Yeah, it was actually. I watched it a lot because I was trying to sharpen my skills because I plan on playing Nadu for that team event. So if Nadu is legal, I will. And I definitely picked up a lot of tricks that it could not be replicated on Magic Online, which is a huge thing for that deck. And it actually, I'll go on my Nadu rant. But so right now on the screen, we have Modern's metagame from last year from Lord of the Rings Barcelona 2023, which the number 1 deck was Rakdos Evoke, which was Grief and Orc Spellmasters, a 4-color Omnath, which was featuring the One Ring, Temur
Fury.
Yep, and Fury. Temur Rhinos, which was rocking Violent Outburst and Crashing Footfalls, Mono Green Tron, which was a big game player in that format because it's good against Rakdos somewhat. Golgari, Dimir, and then Living In, it kind of goes on from there. So that's 1 year ago. Since then, we've had Fury B-Band and Violent Outburst. So those are kind of large cards to kind of get out of the format, but again, nothing too crazy. And then we have Modern Metagame for the Pro Tour that happened last week, or Modern Horizons 3. So number one deck played was Bant Nadu. That came in at 20%. Ruby Storm came in at 23%. Jeskai Control, which is the energy deck. Say it again.
You said it wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ruby Storm came in at 9%. It has 23 decks total. Jeskai Control came in at 9%. Mono Black Necro came in at 7%. Then you have 4-color Nadu, which is at 5%, and then Eldrazi Tron, which is at 5%, which is kind of a new version of Eldrazi Tron. Then you have Boros Energy, Jeskai Wizard, Mono Black Grief, Jeskai Dress Down, Gruul, Eldrazi, which is the Through the Breach version, and then a bunch of other decks. So,
By the way,
yeah.
Jeskai Wizards is literally just Jeskai Control, but they play Snapcaster.
oh yeah, it's the same thing.
Wizards came up with just needed archetypes to fill in this chart.
Because 25% is actually what is 25% is actually Nadu.
Yeah, and then that's discounting any of the ones that fell in the other category, right? The other ones that like flew that way. So 25% of the meta was going to be some form of Nadu, and then the rest was kind of an open field. And yeah, so here's some of the data that's in there. So they just combined it all as Nadu Shunko combo, which has a positive win rating against almost everything except for Jeskai Wizards, and that was the only one. And that one it did have 17 matches, so that was like a realistic thing, but it has a 56% win percentage. The next closest thing had a 55 win percentage, which is Esper Reanimator, and then everything from there kind of was a little bit lower. Like Eldrazi Giant was 54%, and then one of the big hallmarks of what did really poorly was Ruby Storm, which people are super hot on. That came in at a 37% win percentage. Of the 28 players, only 6 of them made day 2. That's how bad the deck did. So, and the players that did make day 2 from Ruby Storm, I think 3 of them went 3-0 in draft. So, like, yeah, not a good showing for Ruby Storm. So, yeah, just I love this little grid that they have here. It kind of showcases everything from like a matchup perspective, so you can kind of see it. And this is, I know this is confirmation bias, but Nadu is the anti-grief card. And you can see that where it's 60% win percentage. It had 42 matches. It has a 60% win percentage over Mono Black Necrodominance, which is a grief deck. And then also it has a 55% win percentage against Mono Black Scam. So for the people that were complaining about grief, you got your answer. Like, you can just play Nadu and it will completely dominate grief decks.
Someone will eventually find out something though that it's just better.
What than the Nadu?
Than a Nadu deck or whatever. I don't think it's the right call to ban it just yet.
Yeah. So one of the things I think
you need like a dredge deck to come back.
Yeah, if you were to do something like that to kind of make it so it's a different linear strategy where you couldn't just be like, I'm going to be all in combo because every other deck that's trying to interact with me is weaker than me.
Right.
Then they would have to change kind of their breakup. But as far as the Nadu goes, so playing on Magic Online, you are forced into playing fast as Oracle because time is a factor. You only get 25 minutes on your clock, right? You have a shared clock, so you have to win in a fast fashion. And a lot of the decks, if you look at the Nadu Shuku decks, not a single one playing fast as Oracle, which is kind of eye-opening. Because I assumed that there was just like that was an auto include, and everybody just came up and they showed this this loop multiple times. But the loop really falls down to you get your Nadu set up, and then you basically have Court of Calling ready to go and grab whatever you want. You get Sylvan Safekeeper, which is sack a land, give something Shroud, and because you're having all of these landfalls, you have all these targets for the shapeshifter, and then you have one sack land. So you have Waterlogged Grove, and then the remaining cards are either Otowaru, a spell that you desire, or Beseiju. So what you end up doing is you sack your deck, you endurance on the stack, you sacrifice it, you put those cards, or you actually cast it because you can sack enough mana and then do it all over again and put the landfall triggers in, and then it kind of keeps going over and over. But the loop is just getting the desired card that you want on top, then you sack the Waterlogged Grove, draw Odowaru, bounce Odowaru. Now it's in the graveyard. Sack all those lands again. And then you get your Grief. It ends up drawing because when you play Grief Evoke, or if you just cast Grief and sack it, however you need to do it.
Endurance.
No, sorry, that's what I meant. Endurance. So you keep looping your deck, and what you're doing is you're constantly looping the deck, where you're putting either a Odowaru or Boseiju, and you're putting infinite 1/1s, but you're able to destroy all their permanents, bounce all their non-land permanents, or destroy all their land permanents, and then leave them with basics, and then the rest of your deck is just, things. So you can lock them out of the game. And this is a loop that can be demonstrated in paper because you just go, okay, here's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to go through it once. You're like, I'm going to put everything in play, and I'm going to draw my deck, and now I have a Sylvan Safekeeper, and let me show you. I'll sack these. I'm going to float 7 mana, sack these 7 lands, Endurance, put them all back onto my deck with the Endurance, and then use Nadu, and then get a desired state where I have Waterlogged Grove plus card I want, and you just keep doing that loop forever. So a lot of people did not see that loop, and you cannot perform this on Magic Online just because time restrictions are a thing. So your deck's actually a little bit more streamlined than the Magic Online version, and all the different tricks that you can do with Court of Calling and protecting the Nadu with Sylvan Safekeeper and going to get Nadu, or going to get cards like Skyclave Apparition to just annihilate any single sideboard threat that people were playing, such as like Phyrexian Revoker, Pithy Needles, you name it. Like, you insert card. And then it also had Silver Bullets that were good against the Jeskai Energy deck, which was Sun Chaser, which basically, when it comes into play, you target player, they remove all counters that player has, and they cannot gain counters for as long as you control the Sun Chaser. The Sun Chaser is a 1/4, so it does not die to Flage. And the rest of their cards, to remove stuff off your battlefield, it's either Odowaru or Energy. And because you cannot gain Energy, you've locked them out of all of their Galvanic Discharges, their Wrath the Skies, and then they still get the effects from them. The problem is those other two require Energy, whereas the other ones like draw a card and gate 2 Energy. But if they can't gain Energy, you just lost all those cards in your arsenal, and it's just like really hard to kind of win that game. So yeah, so a lot of a mouthful said there, but here's the top 8 bracket, which had 5 Nadu decks in there. Of the 5 Nadu decks, of 5 Nadu decks, 4 of them advanced to the top final or the semifinals, and then obviously, if you just do the math, Bant was going to win because there was 4 Nadu decks in the semifinals, which got to show its strength, and then the final one was a Bant Nadu deck won by Simon Nielsen, which actually won the Pro Tour on his birthday, which was pretty cool. But
yeah, it's pretty epic.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think Court of Calling's the card that should go.
I agree.
I don't think any of them should go.
I think Court of Calling, it doesn't stop the deck from existing, but it stops it from being able to have those like instant speed like answers, which is what like really saves the deck.
It has,
what does it kill in the format? But
collateral damage.
It hits Golgar. It does hit Yawgmoth combo. That's for sure.
Sure.
That's the big one. And then it hits like tier 4
already
Heliod.
fall off.
Yeah.
And like any like creature deck or whatever.
Yeah, Heliod's would go away, but you would essentially have to play fair Magic and go into like a collected company build.
Which is what the decks like. They run that card anyways.
Some of them do. Not the
Not
Yawgmoth.
Yawgmoth, but Heliod combo does.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that's like it's got collateral damage.
Why? Like the thing is like Green Sun Zenith is banned, so why is Court of Calling allowed to like exist? Isn't that card just almost better?
No.
Green Sun can only yeah. So
Not
Green
at
Sun
all.
Isn't Court of Calling better than Green Sun?
No.
it's debatable. Like
I mean,
Not at
Convoke
all.
is like a huge buff
Well,
to like.
1 mana and it goes back into your deck.
yeah, it does shuffle back
You
in.
could
That's
have
for sure.
0 mana available and still cast Court of Calling though.
And Court of Calling can get non-green creatures, whereas Green
Yeah.
Sun has to get a green creature.
All right, so you could have 0 mana available, but you have what? 6 creatures with X amount of mana that you spent to get those creatures. Like,
Yeah, and Nadu costs 3.
No, that's so. If you were like, I don't know if you watched any of the Pro Tour, the reason why the deck was able to just auto win once it's assembled the Nantuko and that is because Court of Calling didn't require you to have mana. Whereas if you were to replace Court of Calling with like Finale of Destination, you have to top deck 5 straight untapped lands, and then that also is subjected to, cards like Force Negation, right? Whereas Court of Calling, being able to instant speed, go and get Nadu, or instant speed do something on the stack, so you can.
Well, and they can grab that white creature that also basically does what Shuko does for the deck.
Yep.
The one where you
Right.
Been fine for like 20 years.
I agree. It was known for getting Kiki Jikis back in the day.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I think that's like a cop out.
Yeah. Well,
and like I don't know that like that'll make the casual players upset.
Sure. I mean, the reality is probably
for casuals though.
The real answer is ban Nadu, right?
Right.
Yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off.
Casuals. I mean, like you wouldn't have like 100-player modern tournaments if there wasn't casual players.
Yeah.
That I don't think that's true. It's like
There's
the
always
cheapest
people there that
modern deck is like $700.
Yeah.
There's people playing modern with decks that are like less than $200. The people that show up to those events, there's people playing decks that cost less.
I agree with that. I don't disagree. I'm just saying, like, as far as like an RCQ or like a Grand Prix, like there are gonna be people that are like, oh, this is my local town, and then here's my modern deck I've been playing for 15 years. I'm playing Soul Sisters, and I had to upgrade to Guide of Souls or whatever. You know.
I think.
Yeah, sure.
I think if you really, I think you just leave it is really where I'm at. Is like it'll like there wasn't what they had 2 weeks to like play test or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
so. It was.
So is there something? Is
It's
there
been out,
like,
what,
in
a
2
month?
weeks? In 2 weeks, can you find? Was every answer to Nadu found? I have no idea.
They certainly found the answer to what's it called immediately. Jeskai or Ruby Storm. Ruby Storm was the hotness. That was the deck that I think.
Magistrate.
Well, Dranith Magistrate. Like once the deck came out, like the first couple days that Ruby Storm was around, nobody had anything to, like any game against it. So it was just able to combo kill you, and yet you couldn't beat the goddamn deck. It was just gonna kill you. Now everybody's just got Dranith Magistrate or or they're actually playing removal for the Ruby Storm or for the Ruby itself, or being able to go after Ralzeric right away. So like all those things are true, and like the deck is really like without the amulet, or sorry, the
Ruby.
yeah, without the Ruby,
medallion.
without the medallion, and without the Ral, the deck kind of stinks, and it's just kind of a feces deck, and the deck doesn't.
Did you like
Yeah.
Ishana's Tidebinder and Nadu?
You can.
I mean-
I'll get a trigger on the stack, and then I'll draw a card. No,
No,
So-
would you?
Yes, because you're targeting it.
well, you're targeting the trigger. That's what
I
Deshaun's
guess
saying.
you're targeting the trigger. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not targeting the.
Sure.
creature.
You can certainly do that, and then I'll Court of Calling
you're
and
a
grab
walk-
grab a Skyclave Apparition, and then we'll call it that. Or
But
just get a
it's
second
still
Nadu.
Or a Sylvan Safekeeper.
Yeah. Well, you can't because it targets the ability. It doesn't target the creature.
Oh, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you
Or,
do,
like,
and
Toxic Deluge.
so all experienced
That is
players,
legal in the format now.
all experienced players with Nadu, and I've learned this because of Tishana's Tidebinders, you equip Nadu last. Because if you equipped something else, Nadu gives the ability to that creature. So if you give it, let's say if you try to equip one of the 1/1 insects, and you Tishana's Tidebinder the insect, well, the insect loses the ability, but the other 20 creatures still have it. Like,
Yeah.
it just Nadu's the absolute last thing that you equipped, you know, and
Freezes Toxic Deluge.
yeah, you could do that too. It's 3 mana, and like you have to get
And
up.
at least 4 life.
Yeah, and this is assuming that Toxic Deluge, which is a sorcery, not instant, that I played Nadu and I did nothing.
Right.
like I played Nadu and
This
I
is
did.
just,
It
like,
wasn't.
going off
yeah.
the top of my head. Really.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, there's
Yeah.
also the mentor, like that is
What
a
about
salute, like an answer, but it's still
Thoughtseize?
not like.
Well, funny thing you say that.
100%.
There's a lot of grief decks there, and they didn't perform well against Nadu, and it's because you can grief, and then I just have
Dress down.
Dress Down was an answer, sure. It stops me for a turn, and it doesn't stop me from the initial trigger. I think one of the issues with it is you get to go Nadu does it resolve, and then you retain priority. And because you retain priority right away, because you're an active player, you can then equip the Shuko and get 1 trigger. And if you respond to that Shuko by trying to kill my Nadu, and if I get 2 triggers, so your removal spell plus my equip trigger has drawn me 2 cards, set you one card behind. Like, that is just a losing premise to the removal aspect of it all.
And you can technically combo on your opponent's turn, can't you?
What about that harsh mentor, dude?
That's
so
what I was saying.
fantastic card. I play the One Ring. I have protection from Harsh Mentor. Like, you lose, and that's what was happening. People were going.
Does Nadu play the One Ring?
Most lists play 2 rings.
That's the card that should be banned, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but
It's will never be banned.
it's so.
It was in 54% of the meta or something like that.
Well, every Jeskai deck needed it, so like it's
Well, not only that, it was literally every deck was playing it. I don't think Ruby Storm is playing it, maybe, but like Eldrazi-tron is playing it. The Jeskai decks are playing it. Nadu's playing it. I think Yogg plays it.
So, if we zone in like what Nadu and why it's problematic. So Nadu plays similar to Amulet Titan, where it's like you assemble these like 2-3 card combos, and you're gonna win the game from there. The biggest issue,
inevitable.
The biggest issue when it comes to Nadu versus an Amulet is if you were to force a Vigor, and let's pretend that Force of Vigor could hit Nadu. Force a Vigor, if you try to Force a Vigor at Nadu, I'm getting my card back. Whereas if you Force a Vigor the Amulet, they don't get the card back. So you're setting people behind versus the Nadu decks. Like, when you're dealing with the Nadu, at the bare minimum, especially when they already had a Shuko on the field, they're gonna draw 2 cards. You're losing cards, and I'm actually +1 if I did the Shuko, and if I didn't, I'm at parity, and you're down 1. And so my card advantage will always be greater than yours. And it shows why it did.
And it doesn't die a lightning bolt.
Yeah, fucking why would it? Honest to God, the stat line should have been 3-2, because then you could have boarded in sudden shock, which is split second, and then you can just like, yes, you give them the trigger, but they can't Court of Calling in response go get Sylvan Safekeeper because of sudden shock or whatever those abilities are. So that's problematic. So so the stat line of itself,
you just like ignoring the ability, like ignoring all the text. Besides 3/4, it's still good.
Dude, when I was playing on Magic Online, people would play 2 Harsh Mentors. I'm like, all right, let's race, because I have a creature on the battlefield that's already equipped with a Shuko, and I have a Nadu. I'm going to beat you in now, like, and then I'm just gonna keep casting Arboreal Grazers, which blocks your Harsh Mentors, and my guy flies. So good luck. Like, that's I was getting a kick out of that.
Collector Oof.
Yeah, you can play Collector Oof.
It still doesn't stop. It doesn't stop Sylvan Safekeeper. It doesn't stop the white creature.
It doesn't stop the Rider on Core, which is the Court of Calling target. Where it's like, oh, you stopped my Shuko. Okay, I'm gonna go do this. Like,
and they do that shit on your turn.
Yeah. So if you really did get rid of Court of Calling, the silver bullets go away because you have to play fair games of Magic. You have to have mana for those. So you can't just go and get whatever you want when you're like mid combo, which is what they were doing constantly.
Still feels like a cop out. Like,
it is.
I'm not saying your arguments aren't valid, but it still feels like the wrong choice.
And the only reason I argue for Court of Calling is for the simple fact I don't think they're gonna ban Nadu.
I think they should.
Well, that's the right call. Like,
sure,
everybody's on the same page. We know Nadu's not lasting long. It's like up the beanstalk. How long did that card goddamn last? 3 weeks? Like, I didn't even get a chance to sleeve that card up.
I think if that card would have been printed in Modern Horizons 3, it would not have gotten banned as fast.
I think if Nadu was a mythic, it wouldn't be banned.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
But because it's a rare and it's like commander players only need 1.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
do we really care if it gets
but modern players need what, 4?
Yeah, it's automatic 4 of. Yeah, which card built for commander, which God, were they not thinking? And it's also dominating CDH.
If they would have just stuck it in a commander deck instead of printing it, Precon instead of printing in the main set, I think it would have been fine, because I think Legacy can handle this card.
Yeah, Legacy is being dominated by frogs right now. So frogs are birds aren't real there.
The fact that Modern doesn't have the answers that Legacy has for it, I think is like a big issue.
Oh yeah, insert Swords to Plowshare into Modern, and this I think this problem goes away. You know, because everybody then has access to the catch-all, which that doesn't exist. Like there isn't. We have Path to Exile, which the last thing you want to do is ramp them a land and give them a card. Like that's crazy. You're gonna lose.
Probably a token.
Yeah, like you're out of control. Like you don't want that to happen. So, the card's a dysfunctional design. Just from cost, stats.
Yeah, it was like totally like someone who had never designed a Magic card before that designed this.
Oh yeah, the card's a little too pushed. But all right, enough about the Pro Tour. Don't play Ruby Storm. That shit was a trap, and it's gonna get worse because everybody has access. Well, everybody's playing Nadu, and Nadu just clowns that deck. So, love your local game store 2024, which is actually this weekend, July 5th, which shows a Sakura Tribe Elder promo for going.
Sakura Tribe Elder even a creature?
not. Its only task is to die. I would love to know a game where that thing swung for lethal. You know, anybody callers, let me know.
Hang on, but when damage was on he's the reason why damage on the stack got removed.
I thought it was Mog Fanatic.
Well, like, hang on. Mog Fanatic was fine before Sakura Tribe Elder got printed. This printing of Sakura Tribe Elder is why it got banned.
Okay. I thought
Or
that,
got
yeah.
the rule changed. Like, they both were, like, egregious, but Mog Fanatic gets the rap, but Sakura Tribe Elder was, like, the Nadu, if you will.
I thought they got rid of it because they were trying to simplify the game. Because when M10 came out is when they had a huge swath of removal of rules, like no more mana burn and no more damage on the stack. And it was purely because people, and they got this data from the
They
duels.
were trying to simplify it with Magic 2010.
Well, yeah, but
Or M10.
Yeah, when people were playing Duels of the Planeswalkers before the second edition of that one, and there's Duels of the Planeswalkers and there's Duels of the Planeswalker 2012. Duels of the Planeswalkers, the first one, like there's a lot of confusing things on there because it had old rules. It had damage on the stack and it had mana burn. So when you were playing your decks and you would tap 4 mana and you couldn't do an undo button, like whoops, I tapped 5 of my islands to cast this card and I only needed 3. I took 2 damage. Ouch! Like players there was a negative like connotation, and it's like that's like nowhere in the rules, and it's so not obvious. So it was unintuitive, and same with damage of the stack. Like, what a stupid thing! Like my creature is there to deal damage, and then it kills itself before you deal its damage to me, and then it's like, what the hell is this? You know? So they just got rid of it. So, but yeah, Sakura Tribe Elder.
This art is sick, dude.
I just like that it doesn't have power and toughness.
Right, it's a sorcery. It's not a creature. It's a sorcery.
Doesn't even say creature on there. It just said nothing.
It's only a creature by consequence.
Yeah. So,
How do you get this from your local game store?
You just go and play on Saturday. I think it's Commander.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
July 5th is Friday, but
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so even better. July 4th, baby, tomorrow. Guns blazing, baby. All right. I cannot stress this enough.
Keeps going up. This card just keeps going up. This is probably the
Don't buy
smartest
this
buy
card.
I've ever.
You got to buy them.
Smartest buy ever.
No,
I've
this
ever
card's gonna
bought.
get banned.
Oh, from where? It's really just it's
Modern, bro.
even if you ban it by modern, it'll have the mana crypt effect where it drops down $30,
Probably.
and then everybody goes, "No, it's my time," and then everybody's got to go get them for their.
Commander deck. Every single commander deck wants one.
This is Soul Ring, Mana Crypt. This should be in every single commander deck, and there's no excuses for it. So.
Well, I only have it in one commander deck because I'm not spending $100 on a piece on these.
I'm still on the hunt for 4 of them, and I'm just gonna go buy them.
And I have like a rule with proxies. Like, I won't proxy a One Ring.
It's whatever. The thing is you own. The thing is you own the One Ring, so it's like you already have a copy of it, so you can move it.
I'll do that. I have a proxy for doubling season because like I'm not gonna buy another doubling season, but like I obviously need another doubling season for this deck or whatever.
Yeah.
But like the One Ring is like another card that I don't need to put it in every deck because it's just gonna make my friends upset or whatever. I'll put it in the one deck where like it makes sense to put it in. But I don't need to proxy that.
I don't think it'd upset us. I think it'd upset you because it just turns you into the arch enemy.
Right, that too.
Like, you can play the One Ring. I don't care. It just means you accept the responsibility that I'm going to attack you because you can't have that kind of card advantage.
Yeah. So, it really just comes down to the One Ring. Like the cheapest version you can get right now is $83 or $80. 75 is like the lowest you can probably get it for. And if you go back 3 months, it was 50. And the card, I don't know if you,
It was below that for a while.
You go back a year ago, and when you could get it in the bundle for $40.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, that one in the bundle was worth 25 because that's what I used to have a playset of the bundle one.
yeah,
Right.
so
So like, there was a point in time where you could have got them, but they all went to modern players.
oh yeah. So the biggest thing is with the One Ring. Like, I don't see this getting a reprint. There might be a rule that they can't reprint it. And if they don't reprint it,
So hang on, they have the ability to make an in-universe version of the One Ring, but there's no way they give you a second One Ring.
no way. So
There's
if it-
zero way. This card's never getting reprinted, and if they do, they'd have to like pay. It'll be like in a $200 secret layer or something like that.
yeah, it's
Because they'll have to like pay the fuck out of whatever.
yeah,
They'll have to like shell
Mr.
out for another
Mr.
like,
Token.
They could do an in-universe one that doesn't give you a second One Ring.
No, it doesn't. I'm just saying it's
It does give you a second One Ring.
no. You can't have Chun-Li and then the Chun-Li version, or the same thing with the Stranger Thing guys. They're the same card.
The in-universe versions are the same card.
I think
and you
he's
can't
referring to
play
just like
both.
I think you're thinking functional reprint is what you mean.
No, I thought because like
No.
the Stranger Things cards don't have like the Godzilla thing where it's like
Yeah, they
Godzilla.
don't because the original ones or the Stranger
Yeah.
Things came out before the Magic versions. That's why.
So as you can
But
see,
you can't. Yeah, you can't play both.
so there's the Chun-Li. I got it on the screen now. There's Chun-Li with countless kicks, but the actual name of the card is this. It's just the problem is this came up before this. So
Yeah.
and they wanted the in-universe one to be the right one. So but like this is the actual card name. You just have a skinned version that's a Chun-Li, but it is technically
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's bizarre. It's why the in-universe
So they
stuff.
could.
Yeah.
So they could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could.
So technically,
I don't
But
think
again,
they
it's
will,
Still, it's
but-
still going to be a secret layer drop
Yeah.
or whatever. It won't be
yeah,
impacts.
What's one of the stupid Stranger Things kids' names? Logan or
Uh,
something?
Dustin.
Will Dustin?
Okay, Dustin. So yeah, he's actually known as Hargild. Like, and so like technically, if you were to register these cards in a tournament and you typed in Dustin Gadget Genius like here, that's not the right card. Like, I hate to say
Yeah,
it.
it's really dumb.
It's
You'll
not
get a
the right
game
card.
loss for that.
You shouldn't.
I don't think you would.
I don't think
but
any
they
judge,
would
but-
tell you to change it.
Yeah, the correct card is Hargild Kindly Rune Chanter. Like, Kindly Rune Chanter. So, like, this is where this is
Right.
problematic. Like, they should have just, like, I don't know. They
If
I hope they
anything,
have
the
to do
newer,
this. Yeah.
the universes within versions should have had the universe beyond one underneath, like the Godzilla card.
Or it just, or you just, like, I don't know why this isn't, like, why this card's first printing isn't the dominant printing. I have no idea why that is. That is backwards to me. Like, it should just be known as Dustin Gadget Genius, and then, yeah, the universes beyond, or in, within, is just, yeah, it should have been the Godzilla versions. This is a fuck up. Like, I was put, like, plainly. That shit sucks. Fix that shit. That
I'm
shit,
sure there's plenty of new players too that play both versions and don't realize that,
all,
like,
all the time. Why would you? They're two
Yeah,
different cards.
Right.
Yeah, they have different verbiage on both of them. And the Chun-Li that I showed you on Scryfall, like, it's fucking deceiving. Because if you look up on like it says Chun-Li here, but then obviously in its rules text it doesn't even reference Chun-Li. Like, that's stupid. Like, what is shit? Like, come on. Like, get it
Right.
together. This is bullshit. The card should have just been named as Chun-Li Countless Kicks, not this fucking card. Just, and then you have universes within that's literally the exact same card that doesn't have any reference to Chun-Li, which is just a shit design. And they actually have two different names.
and it has a sword instead of kicking.
Yeah,
Like, what
fuck
the
it.
fuck?
Fucking stupid. Dumb. Anyways, that's my rant. So the One Ring, don't, like, if you don't have a copy, do yourself a favor. If you ever want this card, go get a copy. And those pro proxy players, like me, more power to you. Like, I'm glad you're gonna proxy. You have fun, but if you ever want a single version of this card to hop from commander deck to commander deck, like there's no time better than now. And we're gonna be saying 3 months ago, there's no time better than now when the bottom price is 110, and then it's gonna go to 150, and then they're gonna be sitting at 300, and then we're gonna have 500 where they're gonna be worth as much as a fucking underground sea.
There are that like
The real
Yeah,
question
what
is does this make the One of Wondering cost more?
Yes. That's like every time a
the,
revisor
like,
goes up, the beta ones go
borderless
up. So.
poster one is already it's $225 now.
Oh yeah,
The one
well,
that I have.
that's a simple. That's the one that only came out in the Christmas editions. I don't know if you walked through like
Yeah.
Walmart's or Targets recently. There's no Lord of the Rings stuff on the shelf. That's all
Yeah, there's
gone.
none.
So like,
Yeah.
I frequently am checking for
yeah.
booster packs at those stores.
yeah, and yeah, that's it. Like your time is
Man,
now.
this card sucks.
All right. Foundation 2024.
Why not Wrath of God? That's so dumb.
Because religious reasons.
Nothing has
sometimes.
does anything have regenerated anymore?
They removed
Yeah,
that text.
but it's still cooler.
It's the OG. I agree. I don't know why they do that. It annoys me. Like I hate it.
Is this just Magic rehashing what they used to do? You remember the starter kits you could get with the decks? It would come
Yeah.
with like Trained Orc and Viserics and stuff.
This is like they're saying it's draftable, this set.
Yeah. So this is I
And
think
it's
this is
at least 200 it's at least 227 cards, and like in this foundation there's like a new card that is leaked or whatever. Do you have that
Yeah.
on the
I know Omniscience was
I'll get it up here.
or showed.
that will be a higher number. So like all the new cards, if you go to the next slide,
Oh, I see that. Okay.
the set numbers, like all the new cards, so like gold is normally at the end of like the
Yeah, and
name and number crunch. So like all the new cards are in the front. So like there's
Gotcha.
at least 120-ish new cards,
Yeah.
and then there's like up to another 120
Three.
or
Like, yeah.
reprints.
Yeah. So this is a callback to I'm going to show on the screen starter, which has infamous Goblin Hero, 3 mana 2/2.
Good,
Rare.
best rare ever.
No,
So-
Mons Goblin Raiders.
So
That's the rare.
yeah, so it's so funny. I love this card. It's a rare, but Goblin Hero, which is initially premiered in starter, maybe it did not. It actually printed as dark. I guess it was initially in the dark. I take that back. Okay. So actually, can I look at the starter as a set? I want to see the whole thing. All right. So this is, I think,
Yes, dude, I had these.
yeah. So this is meant to be for beginners, and you can see how they even separate the they separate the,
Flavor text.
yeah, because people got confused. Yeah. And this is also in a time where you would go and buy Magic cards, and the internet didn't exist as it does today. So to figure out how to play cards, they needed to make things really blank and simple. Yeah. But I do like that. What is this foundation? And it's the idea is
They're
to
both the same.
yeah, I like it's a iteration of it. And what's the timeline on it, Josh?
It's at least 5 years, but it could go longer. It's legal all the way until
It's
2029.
supposed to come out in November, I think.
Yeah,
It's
that's
legal until all the way until 2029, and they could extend that even longer.
cool.
And they can add cards to the set or whatever foundation.
Hear me out.
do you
Lightning
mean?
Bolt coming to standard.
So hold on, wait. You said add cards to foundation.
They can add cards to foundation or whatever.
So that means
That's what they're-
there'll be a 2025 edition that will still have Lana Werewolves in it, but then also have a different.
I have no idea.
Okay.
What
I
it
feel
is.
like it would
I
be
just
more
know-
like an aftermath thing if they did.
Right.
add
I think
cards.
it'll be like an expansion to foundation or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, hear me out, Bolt. It's
So-
getting
Or like
reprinted.
kind of
in
like
this,
a
bro.
historic anthologies or whatever that they do.
yeah, I don't think they want Bolt and Pioneer. That's really what.
I'd
What's,
be fine, bro.
well, yeah. Okay. I mean, I'd play it. So the cards that they're reprinting that they've shown so far is Lana Werewolves and Day of Judgment, and also Omniscience, which I don't have on the screen. And then the new cards that they're showing are Anthem of Champions, 9 Lives Familiar, which is 2 different cards, but Anthem of Champions is green white for an enchantment, and it just gives all your creatures +1/+1. So Glorious Anthem, same card, just multicolored in different words.
Glorious Anthem was also 2 white and 1.
Yes. And then they have 9 lives familiar, which is 1 black for a 1/1. This creature enters with 8 revival counters if you cast it. When this creature dies, if it had a revival counter on it, return to the battlefield with 1 fewer revival counters on it at the beginning of the next end step. I think this card's really fun, and this card's probably degenerate. I really do. You can sack this thing 9 times. So, Blood Artists, homies. Like, this could be good. Like, I think that, like, this...
Blood Artist.
Well, Blood Artist is good. I'm saying having a thing that comes back by itself 9 times without any work, with, you know, because...
Like Warren Soul Trader?
Yes. So, it really doesn't take... Like, I'm not reading it wrong, right? Like, you can sack this 8 times.
Yep.
As long as it was
Or hand.
cast, it comes in with the counters.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's at the end of the next end step, so like, it's like 1 each turn.
Never mind. This card sucks. I read it that you just sacked 9 times. I was like, holy crap, this card's fucked.
Like, that's why they probably worded it this way.
Thank God.
Because it'd be degenerate.
Card's booty. Don't play this.
No. You only have to cast it once.
Yeah.
Yes, but you can't repeatedly set, because it's not like if it dies, it comes back right away.
Yeah.
It comes back at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah.
I caught that.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Dustmourn.
Ooh, this had more spoilers than
Internet doesn't really like this set.
It's because I don't know. I feel like people just don't like modern horror or like 80s, 90s horror. I don't know.
I don't know if you see that border right there.
Pokemon, bro.
Silver border. White border is coming back, baby.
This card,
cool.
I think, replaces Terrier. What is it, Stomper or whatever in the domain deck.
Yeah, so Duskmourn right now, what we're showing on the screen is Overlord of the Hauntwood, which is a new card that was premiered in Duskmourn. For green 3, it's a 6/5, and then it has this ability called Impending, which is 1 in green. Whenever Overlord of the Hauntwood enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token with named Everywhere. That is every basic land type. Super cool. Love that design. Impending means it just comes in as an enchantment, and then when it loses all the counters, it then becomes the creature.
It's like reverse suspend.
Yeah, but I guess, yeah. But for enchantment, so they do something immediately, and you don't have to have this weird stack. But yeah,
or it's like a evoke that doesn't sack or whatever.
Yes, but if you do it's cheaper, so that's really nice. This card's got good stats, and right now I'm showing like the 2 premier versions of it. There's one on the right that's like the full art version, and there's one on the left that has literally the bottom is black, but the rest of the border is like Pokemon silver foiling. So it's
foilish,
yeah. So it's
We're getting Pokemon cards, bro.
Bring that shit back.
Yeah.
Other cards that they're showing, we have Leyline of Hope, which is white 2. Which is a leyline. If you have it in the beginning, if you have it in your opening hand, you just put it into play. And then if you would gain life, gain 1 that much life plus 1. I'm gonna get like 5 million copies of this because this is like a casual player's wet dream. And then as long as you have 7 or more life, then your starting total creatures you control get +2/+2. More ley lines.
Sisters is back, baby.
More ley lines.
Yeah.
I think.
Is the red one actually gonna get a good one for once?
Yeah, maybe. The red ones have had the only ley line that has never been changed has been Leyline of the Void. Every single time has been the same. Leyline of Sanctity has had multiple reprints because that was a good white one. The first white one, I don't remember what that one was.
It was another Anthem.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't remember. Red one has had 3 cracks at it, and they've all sucked.
Well, the second one saw play because it allowed your opponent not to gain life.
Yeah.
But that was it.
And then the blue ones. Oh, I guess Anticipation was repeated twice too. People really like that one.
And the original one just made everything a legend.
Yeah.
Singularity.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have. I don't think that card's any good. But if you want to play green white ley lines, Opalescence, you don't have to be 4 colors anymore. You can kind of reduce your color counts.
This border on Chainsaw is super weird.
It's a TV, dude. I love it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, so Chainsaw. It's a artifact equipment for 1 and a red, and then when it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage up to 1 target creature. Whenever one or more of those creatures die, or whenever one or more creatures dies, put a rev counter on Chainsaw, and then equipped creature gets +X+O, where X is the number of rev counters on it, equipped for 3. So the idea is it comes in, it lightning bolts a creature, and then you can equip it for 3, and then it gets +1/+0, and then everything that dies beyond that is going to continue to gain rev counters on it. So kind of cool. The border is
Sick,
wicked. I think it's super cool.
I love it.
Dude,
It's unique, man. It's like old school TV.
it
It's
is
like,
unique. I'll
Yeah.
give it that.
It's supposed to be like an 80s TV and you're watching a horror movie.
like a paranormal thing coming after you.
Yep.
I'm sure it looks really cool foil.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have Toby, Beastie's Befriender.
He's got different faces, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked. So there's 10 different themes. Like one's like cute horror. I don't know how to say it. Like maybe I'll go into it after we get
Looks
through
like
those more.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that thing's quite creepy. But it's a one in. It's white.
What's her name in Monsters Inc? Tiny. This is 100% a Monsters Inc. reference.
It probably is. It's the whole idea is like imaginary friends.
Yep.
But so it's white 2, so 3 mana total for a 1/1 ETBs with a 4/4 white beast creature token that can't attack or block alone, and then as long as you control 4 or more tokens, creatures you control have flying. So Blink decks probably love this. This is like a super version of Blade Splicer,
Yeah.
and he can be your commander. So then we have a card called Nowhere to Run, which is
Card is dumb, bro.
It's
Oh
really
my
weird.
god.
Really weird. But black 1 for an enchantment with flash, and when it enters the battlefield, target a creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3 till end of turn, and then creatures your opponents control can be the target of spells and abilities as though they didn't have hexproof, ward. Abilities of those creatures don't trigger. So if something has ward, you can kill it with Nowhere to Run. But the reality
Card's
is
a mistake.
you play it and it no more hexproof for the rest of the game. Well, at least your creatures can't have it. And then ward doesn't exist anymore. So all those pesky ward triggers that are really annoying, like the one that's on Amelia, the one that's on the Vein Reaper or Ripper, like that's a clean answer to those cards. Not the card itself, but getting rid of the ward triggers, because man, ward is tough to deal with.
Yep.
This also kills Amelia.
Yep, that too. Maybe that's what it was really designed for. But it's a static ability that has a target. It has a triggered ability too. So, also, abilities of those creatures don't trigger. So Amelia, does it just lose its ability, or does it lose just?
No, it said
hexproof?
ward abilities of those
Oh, I'm
creatures
sorry.
don't trigger.
Okay, gotcha. I thought I read a period there. Okay,
No, you're good.
all right.
I think this card should not have been created.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I understand ward's annoying, but
Yo,
like, that's
Shroud
the
OP.
point of it on huh?
Shroud OP
I don't know. Like,
doesn't get
a
Shroud.
2 mana flash card that just is like gets rid of hexproof. Like, I understand getting rid of hexproof. That's why we have the spear and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, to just cancel out ward is insane to me.
I like it. Fuck ward. I hate ward. It bothers me no end. I have to deal with that stupid Vein Ripper all the damn time, and I never have a creature in my control decks. I'm like, shit, how am I going to target this?
Well, that's your problem.
I know,
For playing wrong.
I made a mistake. I understand it. But
Then
yeah.
fear of missing out.
Yeah, fear of missing out. 1 in a red for a 2/3 enchantment creature, Nightmare. Ooh. Whenever it enters the battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. And then if you have Delirium, whenever fear of missing out attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 or more cards in your, or if you have Delirium, untap target creature. After this, there's a additional combat step. That's pretty cool. It's also got really good stat. 2 mana 2/3. Dude, the stats are they just keep creeping up.
It's not even the best red card they spoiled.
Yeah. The Wandering Rescuer, which I'm showing here on the screen, this alternate version of, like, they have like 5 or 6 different versions of this card. The fact that this version doesn't show a mana symbol that's mythic, I think is really cool. I think
Agreed.
Right.
I think it's super dope. But white 3 for a 3/4 flash, legendary creature, human samurai noble, and then it has Convoke, so Convoke's in the set. Hopefully not crazily. And then it has double strike, and then other tapped creatures you control have hexproof. So if it attacks, or anything that you have that attacks that's tapped, has hexproof.
This card's busted.
I think it's good. Being able to like aggro, being able to aggro with your team, and then, or being able to convoke, like we need to remove your creatures. You're like, all right, convoke this into play. It comes in now. It has hexproof, counter your spell. That seems pretty sick.
I feel like this card, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't fit what it's trying to do. Like it's trying to protect your creatures, like when you're being aggressive, but then your creatures are tapped.
I love it because
Like-
it stops the Wanderer from affecting this card. The Wandering
Oh, fair.
Emperor. I get it. I got a kick out
Well,
of that.
no, a wanderer can still target this creature.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, which is fair, but it can't.
Yeah.
Target the other thing.
Can't touch any of your other ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this card's okay.
Convoke is really good.
Scary. I don't want Convoke back.
Convoke Flash is even scarier. End of turn
Yes,
Flash is in.
agreed.
You're like, oh shit, I didn't realize. Oh, this says double strike. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Yeah, so super cool version of this card. I really want this version of it because I like the mana symbol not to be that color. All right, 2 other cards. I think there's some other ones that were spoiled, but that didn't really interest me. But Doomsday Excruciator, which is black, 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 black. That's right, you heard 6 blacks. Which is a
or this is Doomsday.
Yep, but for the table. Whenever, and it's fine. Whenever Doomsday Excruciator enters, if it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down. At the beginning
This
of your
is
upkeep,
worse than Doomsday.
draw a card. Yeah. This is gonna be one of those like casually banned cards in Commander because people don't like not being able to play their entirety of their deck. So,
I will be playing this in EDH.
yeah. With
And you cast this and then Dark Deal.
Yep.
or insert thing,
Right. That was just easy mode or whatever.
Then you have, this. I mean, the mana cost on this is not even aggressive, right? Like, come on, 6 black. That's
No.
it. That's so fucking easy, like to get. It's so easy. Like, Cabal Coffers, bam, boom. This is done. Yeah, and then last card out is Twitching Doll, which is 1 and a green for a 2/2 that has an artifact creature, which is a spider toy. So toy is an archetype. And then it has tap, add 1 mana of any color, put a nest counter on Twitching Doll, and then it has another ability which you can sacrifice Twitching Doll to create a 2/2 green spider token with reach for each counter Twitching Doll. For each counter on Twitching Doll. Yep. And then activate only as a sorcery. So if you have 5 counters on this, if this thing's created 5 mana, you can cash this in for 10 2/2s with reach, which I like where they're going with mana dorks. I really do. Like mana dorks that do more.
Agreed.
Oh, is this your card?
Agree.
Is this the card that you're coming about? Screaming Nemesis?
Yeah, dude, this card is so good.
Yeah, okay. It's red 2 for a 3/3 with haste, spirit, mythic, and
Isn't this just Stigma Lasher?
No.
it's better. Whenever Screaming Nemesis is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. So they can't block this. And then if a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. So if you Blasphemous Act, deal 13 to this thing, you can redirect 13 to their face, kind of like with Boros Reckoner, except the biggest plus is that player can't gain life for the rest of the game.
Even when this card is gone, that is nuts,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, goodbye. Here's your emblem. So
This card will see play 100%.
well, you can't even block it, right? If you
I
block
mean, you
it,
can,
you
but
can blo-
it's a terrible idea.
you can block it with an 0/4. Like just gotta find a wall. You gotta get a wall
Yeah.
of omens. Like just don't
Oh
deal.
my god, no.
Well, the
It
thing
would
is,
still die though. Or no, 04. Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah. But I'm saying like if you bolt your own creature, you can then. That's it.
Yep.
Like that. You're not gaining life for the rest of this game. So
Oh, you're gonna combo with Amelia? I'll just shoot my dude.
yeah, here you go.
Target you.
Yeah, Lightning Axe, bang this. Insert card. I think
Yep.
this is. I don't know if it's modern good. I want to say the only reason want it to be good in Modern, but I don't know if life gain's really a thing in Modern. Is
I was
it?
gonna say what really gains life in I mean Omnath, that's about it.
Yeah, and usually like that doesn't matter. So Pioneer's gonna love this, and then Standard's definitely gonna love this card. And the tricks that you can, the fact that it doesn't have to be from an opponent source, that you can do it yourself, like that's also a pretty big game. Like you're like, you know what, I don't need you gaining life anymore. There's that. But once the effect has already happened once, then the next versions of it, or the upcoming ones, are not as bad, because you're just like, all right, snap block, right? You're like, I can block this now because I'm not worried about not like gaining life. But yeah, pretty cool. Come back wrong, baby. Black 2 for a sorcery, destroy target creature. If that creature is put into a graveyard this way, return it to the battlefield under your control. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. There should have been one clause on here that would have made this card really cool. Just one.
What?
You can't make your commanders go back to the command zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but this is in the main set, so
I don't give a shit.
I guess
Bothers me.
Right.
I want to play your commander. Like, that's what I want to do.
You can get commander cards and play boosters now, so why not?
Yeah. Just
yeah.
if a creature dies this way, you cannot choose to put
It cannot return to the command zone.
This turn. Yeah. So,
Right.
Yep, that's it. All right. Bloomborough, the furry set.
Yeah, show me them
Yeah.
Joshes.
Heck yeah.
Let me pull up Scryfall, see what this looks like.
Show me.
Just look at JP's fucking pillows. That's what it's.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like.
All right, so
Badger boy.
yeah, Badger's
That's
good.
Boy. Hang on, they spoiled the owl. Scroll up.
This guy?
No, elemental beast. No, Lumara or whatever. Elemental bear. Oh, that's the
This guy?
first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Lamar.
That was spoiled a while ago.
Yeah, this is just like the fancy version of it, like the kind of the Cavern of the Souls card of the set, where you can get it like 20 different
6
ways.
different ways.
Yeah, and then like the super way, like the ultra cool way. Yeah.
The frog druid looks so funny.
All right, so they
Yeah.
showed 5 cards right for the get go. They're all commons, nothing crazy, but they have Sunshower Druid, which is a frog druid. It's an O2, and then when it enters the battlefield, you can put a 1/1 counter on target creature and gain a life. They have Might of the Meek, which is funny, which is red. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. It also gains +1/+0 until end of turn if you control a mouse and draw a card. Good. Early Winter, 4 and a black for an instant. Exile target creature. Target opponent exiles an enchantment they control. Not too crazy about that effect. You have Pearl of Wisdom, which is a blue 2 for a draw 2, and then it costs 1 less if you control an otter, sorcery. And then the last card not last card, but one of the other cards they spoiled was Carrot Cake, which is a 1 and a white for an artifact food. When it enters the battlefield, make a 1/1 white rabbit token and scry 1, and then obviously it has the food ability of pay 2, sacrifice it, and gain 3 life. So they also showed the lands here too.
They're okay.
Yeah, they're cute.
They all involve a creature type, if not more.
Yeah. So, like, I think you don't really want to play Waste when you can play one of these in Eldrazi decks. So you could probably, if you're gonna be red or something, because it already produced a Waste, it comes in untapped. There's really no downside to it. Yeah. If you want to look up more of these cards, you can. I'm not thrilled. I like Dustmourne way better. I think Dustmourne is a much cooler set than Furryville, but
I'm excited.
Furries are people too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they have
Actually, they're not. They're animals.
They have 10 different creature types. Like they have rabbit, raccoon, frog, squirrel. Maybe more than that. Mouse, otter, raccoon, bat, lizard, rat, squirrel. Okay, so that kind of crosses over. Bird and rabbit. So I think there's 10. I think there's 10 total. Yeah, it's hard to keep track just because I'm reading them in this way. But all right. So, and then they revealed they revealed a card called Hugs, Grizzly Guardian today, which is red, green, X. It's a 5/5 with trample, Badger Warrior, and when it enters the battlefield, exile the top cards of your library or X top cards of your library until your next end step All right, next turn you may play those cards, and then you may play an additional land of each of on each of your turns. Okay,
Badger.
it's,
Badger.
it's a cool card.
Badger.
Hugs the Grizzly Guardian. Yeah, buff boy.
I want Al in our commander group to build this deck.
Yeah. So
This is an Al card.
yeah, Bloomborough. The hell is this?
It's from
The Fortnite set?
yeah
I think
Fortnite.
so.
But what's the reference here, or is it the hurricane?
It's the storm like shrinking the map.
Yeah. All right.
But there's that hurricane that's happening right now. Hurricane Barrel or whatever.
So,
I
Assassin's
don't get
Creed.
what you like. I understand there's a hurricane, but that card came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
But Gryfall or
Oh, I get what you're
changes
saying.
the banner based on what's happening, whatever. For a long time, when like Sheldon died, they had all of his Sheldon cards up there, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
So like they changed their banner for the hurricane that's happening right now.
Yeah. So the Assassin's Creed set comes out this Friday. Do you guys have any cards that you're interested in this set at all?
Yeah, the +10 thing.
Oh, the plus 10 plus
The-
O? The
The
sword?
sword. I need that for the deck with the One Ring.
Oh, okay. All right.
I feel like I should make a commander deck out of one of the like actual like historical accurate people, but
Socrates.
I just don't really care about this set.
This set is legal and modern.
Wait, I probably want what's Mjolnir do?
It's bad.
Nothing
It's
great.
It's pretty honest. Yeah, it's ETB connect to or attaches to a target legendary creature you control. Whenever it equipped creature attacks, tap target
It doesn't
creature.
even give you plus whatever. Yeah, I don't want this card.
This
back
card
out.
is feces.
farts. Yeah, this
Like,
card's fart.
what a
My
shit.
boss at
Yeah.
my boss at work is like obsessed with Assassin's Creed, and I
Yeah.
told him about the secret layers, and he's pre-ordered one of each of the secret layers, non-foil, foil. He
Yep.
got a collector box of this and a regular box pre-ordered.
I want the other artifact, the Excelsior or whatever.
Yeah,
Excalibur.
Yeah, that
That's
card
the card
rules.
I want.
It said Excelsior.
Yeah.
I want the Sword of Feast and Famine. I
Yeah.
think
Want
that's cool.
It's clear reprint.
I
Yeah.
want the sort of light and shadow like full art.
Oh yeah, I want the Feast
That
and
one's
Famine
great.
full art where it's the scythe.
And these are starter kit exclusives. So are these also like,
Yep.
can they
There's the starter deck.
can they fucking knock this shit off? I'm so tired of like having to scramble.
Bullshit.
Just make one fucking booster. Put everything in that fucking one booster and be done with it. I'm so tired of like having to figure out like
I
9
thought that
different
was
products.
the entire purpose of play boosters, and here we are with whatever these are.
Every fucking time. Knock it the. I'm so. Ugh. So, just.
Yeah, here we go.
Seeing cards, seeing kids.
There's only 3 serialized cards in this set.
Yep.
And people are heavily searching for them right now as we speak. Someone actually opened this one the other day.
We have a friend in our play group who's been playing Cleopatra for the last like 3 months.
Wait, is there a fourth one? Why is this not up here? What the hell is this
Which
about?
one?
What the fuck's going on
Because
here?
those aren't.
This is
historical.
serialized? Oh, okay,
Oh.
maybe not. What the fuck is going on
It is
here?
serialized. It's not one of the historical figures or whatever. That's a character from the game.
Fucking queef.
Yeah.
Also, I thought the swords were serialized too.
They should have
They're
been.
not.
They're really good looking though.
This art looks terrible. It looks like One Piece cards.
Yeah. Oh, and guess what? You have extended arts. Guess what? You also have. You have this. Oh, you have etched foils. Oh, you also have this. Dude, just
Oh, wait,
fucking
there's more.
slow down. Is there a commander deck too?
No.
Oh,
No,
thank God.
there's not. It's what it should have been. They should have been. They should have just done this as commander decks like they did with
Well,
all
Dr.
others.
I think the Fallout set should have been in Modern over this.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Because at least it had energy. It would have played well with Modern Horizons 3.
But this has.
But then we
Assassins.
get Wasteland. But then
Yeah.
we get Wasteland.
I get it.
Wasteland only came as the Fallout like promo, so you could have like excluded it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Wasteland was 100% in boosters.
Yes, but I'm saying like you can only get the Fallout version of it. There isn't a non-Fallout version of the card specifically. Like
Yeah.
you could have those be exclusive promos, like the special guests or something.
Guys,
But
Pat the Exile's here.
special guests are still legal, and
They're not.
No, they're you can open up modern cards that are not legal in either Pioneer or Standard. It's stupid. Special guests are kind of fucked up.
Mystic Snake is not legal in standard.
Crashing
but
footfalls.
hang on. So like, in a set that's legal for modern, the special guest cards you get in that
No,
set,
those are. We're talking about it like
When they've
in-
done
that's
special
what-
guests.
But this
yeah.
would would be this would be. There is no special guest in this set, huh?
No, this set's a mess. It's only a 10-card booster too.
yeah,
which
they're-
feels
no,
like
it's
shit.
8 cards. I thought.
Okay,
It's 8
maybe
cards. One's a token, and one is
Another
more
basic
than often.
land.
w-
Oh
one's,
yeah.
one's more than often a land, so it's like a 6-card pack.
Wow, that feels bad, man.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
and boxes are not cheap.
this
Nope.
card's in modern though now.
Yeah.
It was expensive before, but this card's in modern. Good way to target your whole team with Nadu. You're like, attack with my whole team. And I'll target him twice. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's fucked
Oh,
up.
you have to attack with them though.
Yeah, you have to attack with your team. So you attack with let's say
then
And
put
you can-
triggers
It's
on the
you can
back.
activate it after damage.
yes. So the classic Knight of the Reliquary tricks. So you can go attack with all your creatures, deal damage, target them all twice because they're still attacking while I target them. You can target them a million times if you wanted, before the first one resolves. But as soon as they're out of combat, yeah, fuck it, yeah. So
It's just another Nadu thing. God damn it.
yeah, they love doing this. They just keep doing it. Is there anything else?
I'll do it again.
Can they? What's going on with Rest in Peace?
It's
Card's
been
trash.
reprinted a million times into the ground.
It was.
It's in
The last
standard.
year, it's been reprinted like 6 times, dude.
Yeah, it's in the so we have its original version of it, which is great. Then they have a whatever the
25.
yep, and then
Master, yeah, 25. Or
they have a Gideon version of it, and then they have an online version which doesn't really count. And they have the dog version of it, which is a
That's the
secret layer.
best one.
And they have it as an enchanting tale.
Eldraine.
And they
Yep.
also have it in the Return of Ravnica.
RTR.
Hey, RTR.
And then
No, this is the
and
this is the
then
retro. This is the
64.
yeah.
That's a remastered.
This is the remastered. The
yeah,
big score.
RTR.
And then they have Assassin's Creed. What are we doing here? You guys can't figure
And
out.
yeah, that's big score
Reprinted
because
it.
it's in
It's been like
standard.
reprinted every other set for like the past year.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? Like,
They really want graveyards to like stay active. They don't want a Hogak again, man.
we need this in
They're
standard.
scarred.
How are we gonna get into standard? We can't put it in enchanting tales. Ah, shit. We gotta put it in the big score. Remember? Oh fuck. Well,
Yeah, this card's been printed twice in standard.
fucking 3 times in a year. It's still 2024. It was in Ravnica Remastered 2024. The big score 2024. Assassin's Creed 2024. What is going on,
Wilds of
Wizards?
Eldraine was also 2024, I do believe.
Is it
Or no,
really?
no.
No, it was.
No,
was
no.
Yeah.
The first was Murders. Never mind.
Yeah. Holy shit, dude. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
a lot, man. That's
Just-
a lot.
3 reprints. Like this. Like, I understand Soul Ring gets reprinted every fucking day, and so does Command Tower. But come on, man. This is shit. Anyways.
I always think I don't have this card, and then I'll look through a random box and find 2 of them, and I'm like, oh, I guess I have 2.
Well, if you need a temporal,
Yes, this
Where-
is a good reprint.
yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, I do need some of these.
Yeah,
These
so-
is like the
You
only
only need
cards I'm
one.
missing. This is like the card I'm missing from
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Phoenix. Yeah.
that's a nice one. Black Mark Connection was a really popular card too. That was
Yeah,
only in
card's
Baldur's
real
Gate.
good.
That
Good
card, it's been reprinted again, or this in
Still
this,
like a $15 card.
Yeah,
and it's
well,
gonna drop, or it's gonna like go up, I bet, after
Probably.
this,
yeah.
because people really love that card.
Go for the throat, murder. I
Fatal
understand these.
Push.
Yeah.
Assassin's Trophy too. That's another card that's been reprinted a bunch.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, that card's like less than
Is it-
$1.
is
I
it
think.
murders, double masters. Those okay? Not too much. Just it's. I always wonder like at Wizards like
Corrupt
who's
Decay was the other one that was in
Yeah.
Outlaws. That's what the one I was thinking.
I'm
of.
always
That was in
curious on,
Outlaws
like,
too.
who's making these decisions to print Like I get Assassin's Trophy, right? But why was Assassin's Trophy in Murders of?
Right, if it was going to be in this,
Yeah.
what are they doing? Why
Yeah.
was Rest in Peace decided 7 times to be repeated?
I told you they just don't want Hogak to happen again.
Like I guess we're just all equally confused because they just keep like there are so many other cards that you could reprint that
Wait, why
would,
is Rest in Peace in there? That's like there could have been a
Relic
way
of
better card.
Relic of Genesis are up to $6. Like
That's not flavorful though.
Yeah.
Neither like Rest in Peace, I get it, but like there's like way better cards you could have.
like this card just it's got a lot of printings, but these
Oh, I have one of these.
what the hell are these magic? Oh, these are online theme decks. Okay, I guess it doesn't have that many printings. It got reprinted in the Brothers War as a retro, but
In the Commander deck, yeah.
yeah, it's still holding price. So really like this card. I love Relic. This is like
Urza Saga is the crazy card.
yeah, and they have never changed its art. Which keep it pure, baby. Keep it pure. All right, Josh, get us the hell out of here.
Furries are cooler than weebs, and it's Wednesday, my dudes.
You're hurting my heart.
I don't have anything against furries, but I prefer weebs.
Weebs are all like stuck up and like
How often do you talk to furries, Josh?
gatekeeping, like all the time. They're all the time at fucking raves. They're always there.
That's why you go. That makes more sense.
Right?
Yeah.
You ain't ever fucking lived until you got some sloppy toppy with a girl with cat ears on.
That's a good point. I like it.
All right, I'm gonna go eat some ice cream. Good night, boys.
Yeah, bud.
Sorry I didn't talk about Kai, but I didn't have anything to add to the
About what?
Well, Kai Bude.
Kai Bude?
Yeah.
What did he do?
He's got terminal cancer. They now named the Player of the Year award after Kai Bude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got terminal disease. I didn't know he had 7 Pro Tour wins.
Lot.
I didn't knew that.
I knew
like-
I knew he was like revered as one of the greatest. He's
Of that, I didn't know he had it or whatever.
yeah, he had 7 Pro Tour wins, and one was in 2018, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, so they you,
That's all.
you should watch that. There's a TikTok that Wizards do that's pretty touching. You know,
When can I see you, Jeff?
Me?
yeah, kiss
Yeah,
him.
so I can get those slimes.
Oh. What are you doing Sunday?
Sunday I was gonna go to the Ren Fair.
Oh yeah, that is going on. All right, we're into the stream. Goodbye.